Metroid 4 has been lost. Now, if you know me, you know that I am a connoisseur of many, many great hatreds towards a whole plethora of different things. But a special place in my heart goes to Zoomer humor in general. That's right. Zoomer humor is one of the worst things that has ever happened to cinema, gaming, you name it, anything, anything. Zoomer humor just ruins everything because it's the most dullest thing ever. Oh, so you can just shoot lasers out of your arms? Okay, I guess that's how we're gonna go forward with now. Okay. Zoomer humor. Oh my lord. And well, Metroid 4 is gonna experience a lot of Zoomer humor, even though the rest of it looks actually kinda good.
The previews for Metroid Prime 4 are out, and they are contentious. There are many people that have reacted negatively to the introduction of a specific character, Miles McKenzie.
What a mess. You're alone, on a planet, with no hope of survival. But you're also not sitting next to Phil anymore in that cubicle, so... Win?
This negative reception is not limited to just the fans.
Yeah. It gets worse. It does get worse. Oh my god. Metroid 4. Everything about the game kind of looks okay. It looks Metroid. I have never been the biggest fan of Metroid, but I mean, the franchise is cool. I kind of like it. I wish it the best, but my god. Why? Like, why did they do this? And it's really bad. It's really, really bad.
It remains true even for people reviewing the game, previewing the games. Many reviewers, even the ones that are typically very positive, pro-Nintendo people, have expressed their dissatisfaction with this
This is why you never go pro Nintendo, okay? Nintendo is evil.
character's introduction and his role. And it's interesting because for some people, it's the only point of complaint. Even if the reviewer, the previewer, liked everything else about the game, the music, the graphics, the gameplay, the performance, the mouse functionality for the aiming, they can like everything else and still dislike Miles. His inclusion is controversial, and I expect that this is going to be a point of discussion. He's going to become increasingly...
Nothing controversial about this. It's just really bad. It's a completely poor choice. It serves literally no other reason than just becoming some kind of strange form of wokeness, dilapidated wokeness, if you will.
controversial, and that probably won't stop even after the game has released. So in this video we're going to talk about it. We're going to try and understand specifically what people's problem is with Miles, and why they find him
I mean, I think everyone understands what the problem is.
so offensive. Okay,
Offensive?
let's start with the preview from Logan Plant. Logan did the preview for IGN, and the IGN one is probably the most scathing out of all of these previews. And in IGN's Nintendo Voice Chat podcast, Logan goes on into more detail. I'll let him talk, because he explains his experience and his problems very well.
I felt like my stomach drop when this was the direction it started to go. I couldn't believe what I was seeing after how encouraged I was from the first 15 minutes to now. And it just got worse and worse. Here are some quotes that I did sample in my preview, so sorry for the repeats if you've already watched that. But he says, missiles are effective against creatures with a hard shell, you know. You pass a save room and you don't go in to save because it's a preview event. I'm not going to waste a minute going into the save room. He says, that looks important, Samus. Are you sure we don't need to use that? Referring to the save room that I'm walking by. I scan a lore tablet, which enters into my logbook because the new race is called the Lemorn. And very cool part of this game is that there's always an ancient race on these planets in Metroid Prime. And the conceit this time is that the Lemorn entrusts Samus to document their entire history before it's lost to time. Very cool idea. Because Samus is very much like a detective, a historian in these games. So to make that the plot of this is, our race is extinct. This planet could go away at any time. You need to save our history before it's gone forever. Love that. You scan one of the tablets and Miles says, can you read that? Does it say anything about this place? Wow, they really don't want anyone in here. It must be a sacred space. It is constant. It's constant to the point where his voice lines are interrupting his own voice lines. Like he cuts himself off because you see something else that he then comments on. And I swear, I am trying to approach this very fair. I am not exaggerating. It is almost non.
I mean, approaching this very fair would be you actually pointing out the fact that this is extremely negative and not trying to sugarcoat it, and the fact that it kind of really ruins the whole game in general. But what do you expect from IGN people, okay?
Stop. It's another the way they've done it here, where that epic choral melody is still playing. You are still Metroid behind the visor, scanning and fighting, but they have just glued on this like annoying, like I don't know, like the worst style of MCU humor. Like at its when it's bad, with that level of like quippiness and cringe to a Metroid game that is otherwise fundamentally unchanged. Like if you lifted Miles from this, it would be Metroid Prime and it would be great. But they made Metroid Prime and then just like dropped this guy into it. And it just feels like a really bummer of a direction.
Okay.
Yeah, like, the whole problem here is this is some modern slop, in the sense that, oh, there cannot be any dead space, something always needs to be taught. This is literally TikTok brain. The people who made this thought that, oh no, people are not gonna enjoy just playing the game. They need stimulus, so let's add some munchkin that's constantly yapping about something. And that's how we got here. This is TikTok brain at its finest.
So those are Logan's complaints. I'm going to show one more just to corroborate. This last one is from Arlo, and I'm including him because he's typically nicer. It's rare to see him criticize this heavily.
This kind of character, like literally the entire point of this kind of character, wherever they put it, is to relieve tension. It's to relieve tension, and modern, like...
Yeah, tension that doesn't exist. This is especially egregious in movies, he's right. So this is definitely one of those things. In movies, you have these characters because, oh, what if the audience gets tense? Well, the moment is supposed to be tense. What do you mean if they get tense? And then they ruin it.
Games and movies and things, they have this thing where they feel like uncomfortable, like legitimately uncomfortable with the idea of atmosphere and tension and like emotional moments. They have this weird like nervous need to break the tension at every opportunity. And I think it's also kind of one of those, like, I don't know, it feels like a corporate meddling thing sometimes. You know, it's like we need to make the game more approachable, more better suited to a wider audience, and kids and everybody. They all love this kind of like quippy Marvel humor. They all love it. That's gonna make your game sell way more.
Has anyone tried to tell Marvel that, though? I'm pretty sure they're moving away from those things because it's destroying their stupid franchise at this point.
They keep saying that, and they keep trying it, and it simply does not work. We all hate it. We all, universally all, hate when characters cannot shut their mouths. And out of every game series in the entire universe to receive this kind of treatment, Metroid? I don't know. You know, the atmosphere and the tension and all that. It's a little important. It's a little bit important to the Metroid series. Ask any Metroid fan what they love about the series. And if they don't say something about the gameplay, the Metroidvania formula, then they're gonna say it's the atmosphere. It's the feeling of isolation. It's the vibes. I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't need to summarize this. You know this. Everybody, every single person who has ever played a Metroid game knows this.
Okay. So from what I can tell, this is pretty representative of the complaints people are having. I've seen a lot of them at this point, and to be honest, I'm bothered by him myself. So I think I can be more specific as to exactly what the concern is. What I like about the Metroid Prime games is that they successfully took a lot of the elements that made the 2D Metroids good and transferred them into a 3D space. The most important of which is the feeling of solitude that comes from exploring a foreign, hostile, alien planet. That feeling in Super Metroid where you land on Zebes for the first time, and the area is desolate and there's a storm raging and you're expected to go off and explore this unknown territory with little guidance and a constant undercurrent of wonder and threat. Metroid Prime does that too. When landing on Talon 4, you get the sense that you're in a place that is foreign and wild. Exploring gives you the sense that you're in an old place, and that your explorations will be forcefully opposed by the natural environment, by intelligent space pirates, and by other things, more mysterious, that you'll discover. The games have always reminded me a little of Dark Souls in that they set the right mood. Instead of item descriptions, a lot of the storytelling is done through the scan visor. A great deal is written, which supplements the world building and complements the atmosphere.
It is what it is. Metroid is good. Again, easily the worst additive to the Metroid franchise by, I mean, an absolute long shot, is it not?
That's the
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was Ratatox. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Anyway, 10 out of 10. Bye.